Okay, so live-based server monitoring and troubleshooting. We're going to be doing a couple of things here. We're going to be monitoring and analyzing the Windows Server performance, diagnose and troubleshoot network connectivity and performance, and recover objects in Active Directory. And the whole idea here is we need to gain hands-on experience in server performance monitoring and diagnostics, develop proficiency in identifying and resolving network issues, and successfully troubleshooting and recovering Active Directory objects. So we just got to make sure that our domain controller is running and we have administrative privileges. So I have here the domain controller running under the URL that I had made. And then we just have to go to open up performance monitor. So I already have it open here. And then I just click add, and then we have to add processor information. And then here, memory and disk. And disk would be physical. So we just go here, and then we just go to physical disk, and then memory. Right here. Memory add. And then click OK. Already present will be added again. Okay. So now we have here the processor time, available bytes, average disk time, current disk usage, processor state, all these, the user time, the time that the users are active, interrupt time, and then we need to note spikes during peak usage times and document any unusual findings. So if we go back to our server, we see that the performance monitoring is analyzing different things like committed bytes, and then we can just like filter out which ones we don't want to see, just for simplicity. And we can look at, for example, percentage of disk read time, disk read and write time, the percentage of the disk that's being used to for read and write operations, transfers, and then the amount of time, the percentage of processor that's being used. So, and then the privilege time and the user time. And then I've seen that there's spikes in disk. This one is disk transfers, which is possibly for different Windows services that are running in the background that are continuously consuming disk resources. And you see here that there was a spike here. So anytime Windows needs to read and write to the disk, it will increase. And yeah, we see here spikes here. And then we can also see generally the performance is like normal because this isn't really running in a production environment with lots of computers and servers. But if it were in that environment, then it would probably be higher. Okay, so 1.2, using performance monitor, we need to access the performance monitor, open task manager, then go to performance tab and click open resource monitor. So we just go here, task manager, and then performance tab, and then click open resource monitor. And then review CPU. We see that the Windows Shell Experience host is, and then different Windows services are running, different processes. And then here, if we go to memory, we'll see that the DNS that we set up, the executable for DNS is running. MMC Microsoft Management Console is running, and then we go to the network tab, and then we'll see that. So and then if we want to identify ones which are consuming high resources, we just look at the number of CPU, which one's using the most CPU, and then we'll see that the resource and performance monitor that we're running right now is using the most resources, but everything else seems to be under the normal threshold. And there's no any action that could be done to increase the optimize the resource usage for the server, but we could try running connecting to the computer that we have here. Click manage, see if that does anything. So this could be this is the resource monitor for our client computer that's connected. And we'll see that the same not a lot of resources being used, but I mean we could do many things on that client computer that could cause it to spike up. And what we could do is we can run like scripts like we did in the first lab to eliminate high CPU threshold processes that are consuming a lot of CPU resources. And then review system stability 1.3, evaluating with reliability monitor. So we just need to go to control panel, and then security and maintenance, and then maintenance, view reliability history. Let's generate the report. Some critical events, application failures. So we see here that background task host had an error. So to fix this, we could just search on the internet from different these different steps that we could take to make sure that this error is fixed. So section 2, data collection analysis. So 2.1, creating data collector sets. We need to set up a new data collector set. So in performance monitor, we just go here, and then data collector sets, user defined, and then right click, new data collector set. Let's see this manually. Next, right, performance counter. Next, and then I'll click add, and then I want to CPU, memory, network adapter, and disk. So CPU would fall under. So here we have this physical disk, should be our disk. Network adapter would be here. Yeah, network adapter, and then over here for memory. Go to processor. Sensor, processor information. And then, okay, next, next. Finish, right click, start. Here, and then we have the performance counter tracing configuration. We go to reports, performance DCS. We can see that and here it'll show the report. So here we see the results of the report, and then again there's some spikes in disk usage, and to get a better view I just used this one, which tells us exactly the values. So network adapter, and then physical disk, and then processor, CPU time. Processor and CPU information, and then different the CPU frequency, and then so now we're going to move on to section 3, network troubleshooting. So what we need to do is open up command prompt to PowerShell and then execute the pktmon for packet monitoring. And then we're just going to use packet mon stop and then locate the report file and then identify any packets with significant delays or errors. So we go back to our server here, and we're going to type the command to analyze the packets, pktmon start, and then capture, and then comp to capture from all the network adapters and network interface controllers, and then flags 0x3 for sent and received packets. So they'll show that it will run, it has run. So then we're gonna format this into a txt file. So pktmon format pktmon.atl and then output dot t we'll run it. Just stop it now. And then now run convert the metadata into a txt file. .atl .txt. So now we've seen that, show that all the packets were how the packets were sent and received. And then identify any packets with significant delays or errors. So we just so So from analyzing all these packets, I found that there were uh, no errors in the transmitting of packets. Um, there could be an issue somewhere in the background that might be causing no packets to be received. So for the next part, simulate network troubleshooting tasks. So the route check, I just ran the tracer command to find out how packets are routed to any website or IP address. So here for my analysis of the tracer command, what it does is it starts the trace through the local gateway, uh, and then it goes through to the second hop, reaches to the router, and then it reaches the external IP address for Google, and then here it says request timed out because the firewall blocks ICMP traffic, which is normal, and then the uh, and then it stabilizes, and then it hops through all the way to uh, Google's internal network IP, which is 142.251.41.78. And then this shows that the network route is functioning optimally with low latency and no significant issues affecting performance. And the timeouts are because the firewall is blocking ICMP, which is done on purpose to block denial of service attacks. So to move on to the next step, section 4, Active Directory troubleshooting. So what we do is we need to configure and use the Active Directory recycling bin, enable and then delete something, and then recover it using the Active Directory recycling bin. So to do this, we need to go back to our server and then open Active Directory Active Directory Administrative Center. And then we click on our domain. And then right click on it. Enable recycling bin. Okay. And then refresh it. And then you have deleted objects. And then we just need to delete some kind of object. For example, if you want to delete a user, let's say some user like John Smith, and delete. And then here we find John Smith here under deleted objects. And then we want to restore. And yeah, so that's how we can configure the Active Directory recycling bin. So for the last final step, we just need to log into one of the domain systems with the wrong password to create an event in our AD controller, and then we'll analyze the event viewer to identify the login attempts and the lockout. So we just need to log in as one of the users we created in the previous lab. So Jane, student number Smith. Just gonna go here, sign out. And then here other user. So yeah, so we see here the account has been disabled. Please contact your system administrator. And then we just go back here. And then we just have to go to event viewer. And here, and then Windows log and then security. And you'll see that account was successfully logged in. Done. Here, see here. Account was failed to log on. So then the account was disabled. And then the event is generated when the login request fails. So it shows that an attempt was logged when someone tried to log in with the incorrect password. So that concludes this lab. A lot of stuff we've covered here. Troubleshooting, networking, server, and then doing things like the AD recycling bin, and then seeing how the event viewer reacts to failed login attempts.